If you want to get back together with your ex, you're going to have to make your ex miss you. That's simply a basic truth of life. If you want to get them back, your ex must miss you. So how can you make people miss you? The first thing that you need to understand is that you can't persuade your ex to get back together with you. No amount of words, begging, pleading, or attempting to persuade is going to make that happen. They need to organically and naturally desire to get back together with you. And if they miss you, then that is going to encourage those sentiments of wanting to get back together with you because they miss you. And the way to smother that pain of missing you is to come back together. So how can you make people miss you? Well, the first thing that you need to understand is that your breakup ended because the attraction faded between you and your ex. It was there initially when your relationship was going extremely well. And then over a period of time, whether it was a month or a year, the attraction diminished. And it faded to the point where your ex decided that they no longer want to be with you. So how can you recreate that attraction? Well, again, make them miss you. Now, let's simply think about it more generally. What makes you miss someone or something? Well, it's when you're accustomed to having someone or something in your life, you feel comfortable with them. It becomes part of your regular habit. They get interwoven in your life. Just like your ex was. You were there for them, you phoned them constantly. Maybe they woke up alongside you daily. Maybe you saw them every night after work. Whatever it was, they were a huge part of your life and you were also a major part of their life. So in order to make people miss you, what do you have to do? Well, you have to vanish. Completely disappear off their radar. That's the single greatest way to make someone miss you. They felt comfortable having you around. They were accustomed to having you as part of their lives, and then all of a sudden, boom. You're gone. And that's definitely going to increase those sentiments of missing you. And that's something you must need if you want to get them back. It needs to be natural, and making them miss you is the most natural method of achieving it. So how can you vanish entirely in a really practical way? Of course, you can't simply suddenly be gone from their lives. It's always more complicated than that. But here is when the 30-day no-contact rule comes into play. Maybe you've heard of this previously on the internet, or you've read about it. The no-contact rule essentially implies that for the 30 days following your break, you don't communicate with your ex at all. Of course, there are a few difficulties with that, and the extremely odd scenario when it might not be suitable. But generally speaking, the 30-day no-contact rule is something you're going to want to do after the breakup in order to make your ex to start missing you. Now, the science says, and there is some science behind this, I'm not just making all this up. The science says that generally speaking, after a breakup, and of course it depends on the duration of your relationship and how bad the breakup was, and how serious the relationship was. But generally speaking, the peak of those feelings of missing your ex occur around 3 weeks after the first breakup. That's assuming you're practicing this no-contact strategy, of course. If you're not doing that, then you're not giving them the possibility of developing those feelings of missing you. But if you are implementing the no-contact technique for 30 days, then around 3 weeks is the peak of those feelings. Your ex is going to be missing you like crazy. They haven't heard from you or spoken to you in 3 weeks. And even if things were a bit difficult at the end of your relationship, believe me, they're still going to be missing you and missing having you around and in their lives. Now there's another part to this whole making your ex miss you and the no-contact thing that you also need to understand. And that's, making your ex miss you. At the same time, it also helps to make your ex let go of some of the unpleasant memories that they have of you and your relationship. Over time, as they come to miss you more and more and as they reach that 3-week peak of missing you, they'll start to let go of the unpleasant memories and they'll start to forget, even if it's on a subconscious level, why they decided to break up with you in the first place. And in addition to discarding some type of unpleasant memories of forgetting some of the reasons why they wanted to break up, they'll also latch on to the nostalgia and happy memories. They'll hang on to them and they'll come back to the surface at that moment when they're missing you like crazy. They'll be thinking and concentrating on the good parts. And that's excellent, of course, if you want to get them back, because they're forgetting the bad aspects of your relationship and they're remembering the beautiful parts. So that is another benefit of having your ex miss you. Those emotions will be even stronger. And if you can make them miss you so much that it's killing them inside and they genuinely need to bury that hurt and that pain, then maybe they'll get back together with you. And it absolutely does happen most times if you were so close and then you break up and you follow the 30-day no-contact rule. They miss you so much that in order to simply stifle that agony, they will say, well, let's get back together and that will cure all my issues. I won't miss him anymore or her anymore. So that's pretty much how to make your ex miss you in a nutshell. Obviously, there's far more to it than that which I can't cover in this video. So if you do need more assistance or if you want to learn more, then click on the link in the description box to discover some of the other typical mistakes that will ruin your chances with your ex and offer you some additional advice. You'll also discover the best way to get your ex to obsess over you and want you back. So that's everything for now. And thanks very much for watching. I would really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that you do not miss out on any new videos, and also, so that YouTube can show this video to more people who would be interested in the topic. Thanks once again for watching.